Hi, Andy Joels here for Video Credit Score. Today we're going to talk about thin files or no hits and how those impact your credit score. So what's a thin file? Thin file means you don't have enough information in your credit file. You don't have enough trade lines. You don't have enough credit going on in your file. And a no hit is what happens when we try to actually find out a little bit about what's going on with you in your credit file, and what's returned is nothing back, meaning no credit score is returned or no information is returned back. So that's the slang behind a no hit. And so what do both of these mean? Well, they mean no credit score, because if there's not enough information in your credit file, then you're not going to get a credit score back. So let's take a look at the MyFICO page on this, which this is the page that you see when you try to order a product from MyFICO and they can't actually find a credit score for you. They're saying, thank you very much, but your file does not have the minimum scoring criteria, it doesn't have enough information in the file. So they do point out a few things that are going to help you in terms of building out your file. So one is having an account that is more than 6 months old. So that's really going to help you. You also need an account that's been updated in the last 6 months. So you got to make sure that not only do you have credit and had it for 6 months, but that you're using that credit as well. You also can't have anybody who's deceased on your credit report. That is going to be a red flag for a no-hit. So let's talk about the groups of people that are impacted by this the most. Definitely young people. When you're just starting out, you haven't built any credit at all, you don't have any credit cards, this is definitely going to impact you. So you may find the first time you check your credit score, if you don't have any credit cards, you don't have any loans, any personal loans, anything, you're probably going to be a no-hit and end up with no credit score. By the way, what's funny about this is that part of the reason I'm doing this post is that somebody had written that they got a 0 credit score, and I thought that was really funny because there's no such thing as a 0 credit score. What they were really saying was that they had been the recipient of a no-hit, or the notice that we just saw from MyFICO saying, you know, your report cannot be scored. So what other groups are impacted by this? Well, any group that's just using a lot more cash. So it tends to be that there are some groups of people in our country who just are more cash oriented. It can be a cultural thing. Sometimes the banking industry calls these folks the underserved or underbanked individuals. And you know, there are examples of people like somebody I just talked to who has not used credit in 8 years. So because they've been using cash for everything, they no longer have a credit score. So that makes it kind of challenging, you know, when you actually want to use your credit. So what do you need to do? Well, you need to start building up your credit. That's an important thing to do. And I've got a post on this, so you can check that out. And then you need to start checking your credit score. You want to do this regularly to make sure that your score is starting to register. I'd wait every few months. I'd wait the 6 months if you're just starting to build your credit, and then check every few months for it after that. And if your score is low, don't panic. I definitely don't want you to panic. This is very normal for someone who's building on a score to get a low score to start with, and it's pretty easy with a little bit of time to build up your score once your score starts to register. So, and to do that, and to learn more about credit scoring in general, you know where to come, videocreditscore.com. You can follow me on Twitter and friend me up on Facebook. We will see you soon. Take care. Bye. Remember, everyone's situation is different. Be sure to contact a financial advisor or a credit counseling professional before making important financial decisions. This video broadcast is for educational purposes and not a substitute for receiving personalized professional advice.